Hey Evangel, I just wanted to give you a quick update on where we're at with gatherings and the whole COVID-19 thing. I know some of you are asking questions. We're getting some emails because some things are shifting right now. One of the things that seems to be shifting is social distancing regulations are kind of lightening up a bit. And then President Trump made an announcement a couple days ago. I knew that because I got a flurry of notices and shares from you guys saying that him saying that the church is essential and we're going to open things back up again. And let me just say that I actually think that's really cool. When anytime a government leader comes along and says the church is essential, I 100% agree. And the long and short of it, though, Evangel's timeline really doesn't shift too much in light of some of the things that are happening. And there's a few simple and sensible reasons for that. The first is kind of a logistics thing, I guess you could say. There has always been an allowance. Not a lot of people know this, but the whole pandemic, there has been an allowance for gatherings to take place. The key, and where it gets complicated, is they have to be in accordance with health and safety guidelines. What that means for us is really two things. First is this: gatherings have never been able to exceed 50 people in any particular setting. So for us, that becomes a little complicated when you consider that our seating capacity on a Sunday would mean we have to, if we were going to replicate that, it would be 12 gatherings on a Sunday. Or if we replicate our actual attendance, it would be about at least 8 gatherings. So there's a bit of a logistical thing on that. The other complication when it comes to the health and safety guidelines is the whole social distancing aspect, which remains in place, which is a 2-meter distance between people, et cetera, et cetera. We just see that being kind of a difficult thing to get around, and especially when you consider kids. If you have a gathering of 50 people at Evangel, chances are about 15 of them are involved in some kind of leadership capacity. Another 10 to 15 of them are kids. And you have this really kind of awkward setting. Kids don't do social distancing well. And we just kind of see that. We're starting to hear from some people that are doing these 50-person gatherings. And to be honest, they look pretty lame duck. We're really about an irresistible atmosphere where kids love to be and people love to be and they leave encouraged. And we're just not seeing that happen in this particular demographic. The second thing is equally important. So first, there's some logistics things. The second is that we actually feel like God is doing something profound in this season. And we don't want to rush out of this. We feel like the message is that the home is the epicenter of the kingdom. And to be quite honest, had we not have lost our Sunday gathering as it looks, I don't think we ever would have really gotten the gravity and how enormous that revelation is. So we actually see this continuing to be key. And it's not just a bridge to the normal coming back. It actually is something that God is doing in us in this season. And we want to embrace it fully, where we understand that church is not about a building. It's about what's going on in our homes. It's not about seated in rows. It's about circles of community. It's not about monologues like this. It's about dialogues. It's not about 1 hour of the week. It's about the other 167 hours of the week. So we're going to continue to push on this. And we see this being a big part of the summer, where we're encouraging you now, because it is legit to do this on the Sunday gatherings when we live stream. Don't just do it by yourself. Invite a couple in, invite another family in to participate with you. And we see this being an actually very rich time and season in the life of our church. The third reason why we're not rushing back to gatherings quite yet is because we live and breathe this motto: in the city, for the city. That's what really determines a lot of our decisions and how we do ministry. And we want to communicate to our city more so now than ever that we love and care about our city, actually more than we even care about ourselves. That's the message we want to portray. And we kind of feel like being here in the downtown core, if people drove by on a Sunday and the parking lot was packed, I don't think they'd be going, "Oh, that's great. We're so happy that they're meeting again." I think the messaging might be, what are they doing? I thought they said they cared about the city more than they cared about themselves. And in the season right now where gatherings are not happening outside of the church, we don't think that would be the messaging we want to portray. So in short, our metric for when we go back to gatherings is just really simply when the city goes back to gatherings. And so when Lido starts doing comedy shows again, when Moose FM starts doing block parties, when our city starts doing in-person gatherings, that's going to be our cue to go, okay, it's time to step back into the gathering. What I want to make sure you know is that in this season, the church is alive and well. In fact, from my vantage, I've never seen a healthier church at Evangel on all fronts. As you and I are learning what it means to live out the truths of the gospel, to seek the kingdom and let it saturate our lives, not just in this consumer Christianity culture we've lived in, where church is really about that 1 hour on Sunday, where going to church means attending on Sunday, where being a part of a church means being faithful in attendance on Sunday. We're realizing that the kingdom is way bigger than that, and church is way more than that. It's about living into this as disciples of Christ 24/7, 7 days a week, not only Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're engaging this, and we're excited about this. You know, I'm looking forward to in-person gatherings as much as you are, and I have this expectation that when we do come together, can you imagine when we come together and gather in this place to worship God and to hear His word and to rub shoulders with each other and encourage each other, how powerful that's going to be, because our lives have learned a new level of unity, where what happens in the church is also happening in our homes, is also happening in our workplaces. And it's a good thing. I want to say to you, Evangel, that I have so appreciated you. You're the best church in the world to pastor. And as we've walked through this season of uncertainty and flux, and it's going to continue to be that way, nothing is concrete, everything is fluid, that you have been championing the house, and that you have, along with me and my family, my wife and my kids, our staff, our leadership here at Evangel, that you have been pursuing the kingdom along with us. I have great anticipation for the days ahead. The best days are still in front of us. So I hope you have a great week, and we will see you soon.